The rest of this chapter we will see the examples for each of these series. So first we start the question: sum to n terms and to infinity the series 1 plus c cos alpha cos a plus c square cos 2a c cube cos 3a plus etc. Okay. So in order to find the sum, we let this capital C equal to the given series as it is in the cosine function, C times cos A plus C square cos 2A plus etc. So we will write corresponding to this, we will write another series, let it be capital S, and it is defined as C sin A plus C square sin 2A plus etc. Uh, Question is given that the value of C is less than unity. So if you define a new series as in this manner, you can get C plus IS as 1 plus, we will multiply this as with I, then you can get I times this. So C can be taken out. Then this will be cos A plus I sin A here. That will be the second term of the sum. And third term we have C square can be taken out. Then that will be cos 2A plus I times sin 2A and plus so on. So this can be termed as 1 plus C times, this is e raised to IA, this is cos A plus I sin A, so that is e raised to IA, plus the second term will be e raised to C square times e raised to I2A plus etc. Okay, so now we can consider this as a GP with first term as 1 and the common ratio as e raised to IA. Okay, so second term is obtained by c times e raised to ia. Second term is obtained by multiplying the first term with c times e raised to ia, and we multiply the same quantity with the c times e raised to ia will give the second term, the third term, and so on. So we can consider up to the n terms. Up to the n terms we have, this is plus c power n minus 1 e power I times n minus 1 a, because the second term we have 1 times a, third term we have 2 times a, so in the nth term we have n minus 1 times a. So using the formula of GP, we already discussed what the formula is. For GP we have, suppose this is our GP, a plus ar plus ar square plus etc. Plus ar raised to n minus 1, then the sum will be a times 1 minus r raised to n divided by 1 minus r, for r is not equal to 1. So with the proper condition you can write it as, the first term is 1, so the numerator will be 1 minus r is c times this quantity, so r raised to n is c raised to n, that is c times e raised to ia all raised to n divided by 1 minus c times e raised to ia. So this can be written as 1 minus c raised to n e raised to n a I divided by 1 minus c into e raised to ai. Okay, now we can get c plus is equal to this. If you separate the right RHS into real and imaginary parts, then real part will give c. Okay, so this is the c is what we have to evaluate. Okay, that is the question. So first we have to add the c with a finite number of terms, and then we need to let that n tend to infinity. So we wish to separate the real and imaginary part of this RHS. For this, we will multiply numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. Then the denominator will be the modulus, square of the modulus of the denominator. So we will write this is equal to 1 minus e raised to n e raised to n I a divided by 1 minus e times e raised to a I multiplied with the conjugate of the denominator. Conjugate is conjugate of all this. Conjugate of 1 is 1 itself, and since c is real number, the conjugate of c is c itself. Here we have conjugate as minus ai, because the conjugate of e raised to ai is e raised to minus ai divided by the same quantity e raised to minus ai. Now we multiply, so then we can get equal to 1 minus c times, that is cos a minus I sin a. Then we have this term with this bracket. So the first term will be minus c raised to n e raised to this. This quantity can be written as cos na plus I sin na. So that is cos na plus I sin na. Then we have this term with this one. So that will give c raised to n plus 1. And the product of this, that is e to the power n minus 1 I, that is cos n minus 1 a plus I sin n minus 1 a. So this is the last term, and this constitutes the numerator. And in the denominator we have, when we multiply these two, we can get 1 minus e times the sum of these two, that is e raised to ai plus e raised to minus ai. So that is 2 times cos a plus the last time will be c square. So that is c square. So this is the expansion of this quotient. Then you can, the denominator is obviously the denominator is a real number, so you can collect the real and imaginary part of the numerator. So you can get this is equal to numerator, the real part is 1 minus c cos a minus c raised to n cos na plus c raised to n plus 1 cos n minus 1 a. This is the real part divided by the same denominator, is equal to 1 minus c 2 cos a plus c square plus I times imaginary part as the coefficients of I here. So the first term will be c times, when you multiply all this you can get minus c times minus this quantity, so that will be c sin a minus c raised to n sine n a, that comes from the second terms, minus e raised to n into sine n a, and from the last term we have c raised to n plus 1 sine n minus 1 a, all divided by the same denominator, 1 minus c2 cos a plus c square. Okay, so this is the real and imaginary part of the c plus is. Then c is nothing but this one. Okay, that means if we sum the series up to n minus up to the up to n terms, you can get that is 1 minus c cos a minus e raised to n cos n a plus c raised to n plus 1 cos n minus 1a divided by this. Okay, so in order to get the infinite sum, we need to let this n infinity. Since this c is less than 1, this term vanishes, because as n tends to infinity for a fraction, we have this quantity tends to 0, therefore this vanishes. So that will be 1 minus c cos a, and this vanishes, divided by 1 minus c2 cos a plus c square. So that is the infinite sum. So using these two quantity, you can write the infinite and finite sum simultaneously. That is, so here we have 1 plus c cos a plus c square cos 2a plus up to the nth term will be c raised to n minus 1 cos n minus 1a. So this is the nth term. So this will give 1 minus c cos a minus c raised to n cos n a plus c raised to n plus 1 cos n minus 1 a divided by 1 minus 2c cos a plus c square. And if you write this is equal to 1 plus c cos a plus c square cos 2a plus etc. up to infinity, will give, from this fraction you can say that the c raised to n tends to 0 and c raised to n plus 1 tends to 0. So these two terms vanish, so that sum will be 1 minus c cos a divided by 1 minus 2c cos a plus c square. So this is the infinite sum, and this is the finite sum. So if you are given this series to find the sum, we construct a new series S. This is the complement series of the C. I put C here because of this cos A, cos 2A, etc. And the corresponding sine series is S. So this C is called cosine series. So cosine series is started with this one, and the corresponding sine series we start with c times sine, the corresponding angles using the question. So this C is the cosine series and S is the sine series. So in order to get the sum of sine series, we need to construct the cosine series, corresponding cosine series, and find c plus is and separate real and imaginary parts. So then you will get the sum of sine series as well.